What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we continue the Gauntlet Series for the Google Pixel Buds Pro. Up next is the One More Evos. This should be a very interesting and competitive uh, comparison video. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, we're back in. We Google Pixel Buds Pro Evos by One More. Let's dive right in. First off, price. The Google Pixel Buds Pro, they just came out recently. They go for $199.99. You can get these on Amazon as well as a Google store. And for the Evos from One More, they come in at $169. You can also get these on Amazon as well as One More's website. I will go ahead and leave a link in the description as always if you want to pick up either one or both of these earbuds. All right. Now moving on, let's talk about specs. For the Evos, they rock Bluetooth 5.2. They support SBC, AAC, and LDAC. They do have active noise canceling, and you do have various settings for it. We'll talk about that in the app. As far as battery life, they go on the earbuds with ANC on, you get 5.5 hours. With the case, you get 20 hours. With ANC off, you get 8 hours on the earbuds with 28 hours on the case. The case does support wireless charging, and it also has quick charge. 15 minutes will get you 4 hours. That's right, 4 hours of playback time on the earbuds. That's some of the highest numbers as far as that goes for quick charge. Now, when we talk about the Google Pixel Buds Pro, they are rocking Bluetooth 5.0. They only codecs supported are AAC and SBC. They do have active noise canceling. As far as battery life, you can get up to 11 hours on the earbuds with up to 31 hours on the case. The case does support wireless charging, and you do have a quick charge. 15 minutes will get you an hour with ANC on, or excuse me, 5 minutes will get you an hour with ANC on. 15 minutes will get you up to 3 hours. Okay. As far as water resistance, both earbuds are rated at IPX4. However, with the Google Buds Pro case, it's rated at IPX4, so this can get a little bit like caught in the rain or anything like that. All right. As far as special features, both have both have fast pairing and multi-point connectivity. For the Pixel Buds Pro, all these names, Pixel Buds Pro, they also have Google Translate that you can activate, that you can utilize if you have one like a Google phone or like a Pixel phone or something like that. And also, they are going to bring in spatial audio feature this fall for the earbuds, so that should be something good. We can take a look at that when that happens. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at each earbud. If I can get these out. All right, as you can take a look and see, similar styles. As far as the overall shape and ergonomics, the Evo One More went with a more teardrop shape. Still has an ergonomic feel, so it sits in your ear well, just nice and secure. As far as the Google uh, Pixel Buds Pro, Google went with more rounded form factor, more rounded shape on it. Again, still ergonomic and fits real good inside the ear. Both very small compared to some of my other earbuds, um, but pack quite a wallop as far as features and everything goes. Um, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up and see if we can pull some pictures up so we can take a look at these guys in the air. All right, let me grab my phone here. We'll go into the pictures. We're gonna pull them up so you can see exactly what they look like in air. See, here's how the Google Pixel Buds Pro look in the air. As you can see, it's secure, sits in the ear well nicely. Uh, very small, very light earbud, Both of them are. Let's go ahead and get a picture of the Evos. They're, like I said, they're both a very light, very small earbud. Uh, it doesn't feel like they are sitting in your ear. Like when you put them in, they don't seem like they're like in your ear where you got to dig them out or anything like that. So it's a very good feel. I wouldn't recommend sleeping in them, but they do fit in very nicely for a day to day. Okay, here's a look at the uh, excuse me, at the evos in your ear. See how that teardrop, it just works. I just think that formation just works when it comes to the teardrop form factor. How the bigger part goes towards the back of the ear, and then the smaller portion of the teardrop first perfectly into the front, where you have your mic for talking. It's just a very good, well thought out form factor by One More. I haven't given them a lot of credit for that. Let me pull that in a little bit closer so you can get a better look at that. Just a great form factor. They really thought that through. Kudos to them on that. Okay, so with that being said, I think we're gonna go ahead and jump into the apps for each. We're actually gonna get them paired up, and we're gonna jump into the apps. First up will be the One More Evos. So stay strapped in. All right, we're back in. We got the Evos all paired up. Make sure you guys can hear me. All right, let's just prove that they are paired up. Let's go into the Bluetooth settings. There they are. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into their app. All right, we are connected. And as you can see, you have the picture of the earbuds. And of course, right here below, let me get a little closer in. Maybe we can get a little focus here. Okay, there we go. You got a picture of the earbuds. Underneath, you got the battery levels for both earbuds and the case. Okay, moving on down, you got listening modes. Right now, we have it on transparency. You have ANC and off. Of course, under transparency, you got pass through and voice enhancement. Obviously, your voice enhancement keys on the voice. Excuse me, rather than the background noise. Okay, so moving on, you got your smart playback. I have it set to auto pause and play. You got all three different options: auto pause only, auto pause and play, and no smart playback at all. This basically, excuse me, this basically means when you take the earbuds out, it pauses, you put them back in, they play again. All right. Okay, then you got your custom settings in here. You can only do a double tap and triple tap to set the your touchpad controls. As you can see, that's how I have mine done, left and right. All right, moving on, you got your sound options. You can go through Sound ID. You got a custom EQ. Sound ID is let me back up. Sound ID, you basically go through a sound test, and it would basically based on your test results, they'll set up a certain sound profile for you. All right, you're gonna go ahead and get out of there. Then of course you got preset EQs. If you tap on that, you got all these different type of EQs presets that you can choose from. Or if you can go into custom EQ, you have your own thing where you can actually adjust the EQ settings in here. Very nice. Okay, and then of course you can set, I believe, up to three custom settings. Right now I have it set to 0. We're gonna leave it on that one for the sound test. All right, so moving on, if I get that to go. All right, then of course you got your Bluetooth connection set up. Tap on that. I have mine set for stable connection. If you're using LDAC, you want to do priority on sound. So all right. So then, of course, you got your firmware upgrade option here. You tap on that; it will tell you if you're on have the latest version or not. If not, they'll let you know if there's an update. Question: you got your quick guide to products. That that takes you out to their webpage or a PDF where you can walk through how to use the earbuds. Then, of course, you got soothing sounds. If you tap on this is more like of a go ahead, turn it off. That's more of a thing if you want to decompress, you want to, you put these soothing sounds on to help you relax. You got a bunch of them on here. You got fire, drizzle, thunderstorm, so on and so forth. You got a good a good amount of them. All right, so if you go up in here and you hit the one more icon up here, you have more options here. Of course, you got burn in. They say when you burn in the earbuds, they eventually sound better after they're worked in. And of course, you got experimental features. This is where you want to go in and turn on your multi-point pairing. By default, when you get the earbuds, this is turned off. So you want to go into this experimental feature, turn on dual device connection. That will give you your multi-point. And if you want the pairing pop-up window, I don't because it's a bother. It just keeps popping up and it's annoying. But you can have that if you want. And of course, you got product color, frequently asked questions. Then you have contact us option here where you can reach out to customer service and more about One More Music. Will take you out to their webpage about that. So, with that being said, that is the quick walkthrough of the One More app for the Evos. What we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get this switched out, and we're going to take a walk through the Google app. So, stay strapped in. All right, we're back in. As you see, we've got the Pixel Buds Pro already paired up. So, let's go ahead and dive into their app. Now, when you download your app, you want to go into you want to download the Pixel Buds app. Okay. Now, once you go in, as you can see, you got the name of your earbuds at the top, show that they're active. And then, of course, you got pictures of the left and right earbud with their battery levels underneath. All right, moving down, you've got firmware update. It looks like I have an update available. We'll take care of that later. And of course, you got a Google Assistant. You can tap on that. It would take you in where you can select your Google Assistant and everything. You can select how you want it to activate when you're using it, and you want to make sure if it plays sound, everything of that nature. And of course, you got status and everything there. Now, moving on, you got find your device. Basically, if you lose your earbud, you can use this, and the earbuds will give off an audible sound, so you can locate them. All right, then of course, now next up, you got your touch controls. I have mine turned on. You can also turn them off, obviously. Then of course, you can customize the touch and hold feature for the left and right earbud. Then of course, here are your controls um, for your earbuds. They're all set. You cannot change them. So this is basically what they do by default. Swipe forward raises volume. Swipe backwards lowers volume. And of course, you got your single tap, double tap, and triple tap features, which is play and pause with a triple tap or answer calls. Double tap is next track, next track or reject a call. Triple tap is the previous track, and then of course the touch and hold option. You have the ability to customize. All right, so moving on, you got your sound. You have active noise control and EQ. We tap on here, you can go into noise canceling mode, transparency mode, and of course you got off. If you have the volume EQ, with that, it kind of lower, tries to adjust the sound based on the volume that you're using. Right now, I have it on. I didn't like it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. It's no, we'll leave it on. We'll leave it on for the test. All right. So then of course, you got your ear tip test, seal tap check rather. It's just a test to make sure you got the right size ear tip in. You put the earbuds in. You run this test. You hit start, and it'll let you know uh, after maybe a minute or two, it'll let you know if you have proper seals on either side. Okay, so then of course you've got more settings. This is like firmware updates. Of course, you got your in-ear detection. You can turn that on or off. I keep that on, obviously, just like the 1MOREs, the Evos. When you take the earbud in, off, out, your audio pause, put it back in, your audio resumes. I keep that on. And of course, you got about your earbuds, tips and support, email notifications if you want your email to be notified through your earbuds. Send some feedback back to Google for them to better the earbuds. Then you got safety and warranty regulate and regulatory information. All right, keep it moving. Then of course you got down here you have your auto switching and multi-point. When I first got the earbuds, real quick, these two options weren't there. I had to go in and do some steps. Basically, clear cache or some of my Google services in order for the multi-point function to work. If you want to, excuse me, if you want to know the steps that I use to do this, I will actually, you know what? Go to my unboxing video for the Google Pixel Buds Pro. I'll leave a link up here. So that way you can go in and inside that video, there is a link for that walkthrough. All right. So with that being said, that is the actually, you know what? One more thing. If you hit the three buttons up, three dots up here, you can go to your My Devices and it will give you a list of any of your Pixel devices that you may have connected, you may have it on the phone or anything like that. And then, of course, you can go ahead and hit edit and you can change the name of the earbuds. All right. And that is the walkthrough, quick and dirty of the earbud of the Pixel Buds Pro uh, app. What's up next is we're going to go ahead and do a mic check. So stay strapped in.
This is a mic test with the 1MORE Evos in a semi-quiet location. This is a mic test with the 1MORE Evos in a semi-quiet location. This is a mic test with the 1MORE Evos in a crowded location. This is a mic test with the 1MORE Evos in a crowded location. This is a mic test with the Google Pixel Buds Pro in a semi-quiet location. This is a mic test with the Google Pixel Buds Pro in a semi-quiet location. This is a mic test with the Google Pixel Buds Pro in a crowded location. This is a mic test with the Google Pixel Buds Pro in a crowded location.
All right, we're back in. As you can see, we've got the Evos all paired up, ready for the sound test. We'll go ahead and switch over to our music. We got Twister popping off. We're gonna be at max volume. Let's go. All right, already out right out of the bat. Good sound, and the bass is kicking. All right. So we're looking at okay. Looks like the sounds like the bass is pushed up a little bit more. The vocals could be a little bit cleaner. Now remember, this was no EQ help. This is right out of the box. Let me get some of this chorus. The sub bass, you can hear it, but you can't feel it. But then you got that kick bass that hits it that hits you. Okay. Now, like I was saying, the vocals could have been a little bit more cleaner. It sounded like they naturally the bass is pushed to the forefront, whereas the vocals is recessed just a little bit, not a lot. You can, like I said, that sub bass you can hear it, but you can't feel it naturally. In the kick bass, the actual thump, you do get that, and it does knock you upside the head in that genre. So very it's got it. It's a good sound. It could be better, but it's a good sound right out of the box. All right, so let's go ahead and get us into these. I hate these things with the apps, with the ads, but that's I digress. All right, let's go ahead and get into an R&B song. Whoops, let me go back in and go to A. I'm looking for my. Sorry about this. I don't have them all set like this. I've just switched to a new app, but I just want to get to this get to my one song that I want to. There we go. Babyface, all they thinking. Let's go. Again, it could be cleaner. The bass, again, the the kick bass is hitting, but that underlying sub bass, you can hear it, but you can't feel it. Vocals are good. Could be cleaner. I think sound separation would come into will be also be affected when you clean up the vocals in the treble or the mids rather. Excuse me. But a warm sound. Get some of this chorus with the background singers. Very nice. Okay. All right. I love that. So it's one of my favorite songs. All right. Very like I said, it could be cleaner. The vocals sound a little muffled. Again, naturally. This is all natural sounding again. No EQ help whatsoever. Um, but it sounds a little muffled. Uh sound separation is affected in that aspect also. But again, the bass is good. The kick bass is good, but the sub bass you can hear it, you can't feel it. So definitely, when you get an EQ adjustment in here, they'll sound so much better. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get these switched out, and we will give the Google Pixel Buds Pro a run at the sound test. So stay strapped in. All right, we're back in. We got the Google Pixel Buds Pro already paired up. And I know earlier I said I would leave the volume EQ on. I did turn it off. Let me go ahead and show you guys real quick. That way you know that I did turn off the volume EQ. So there's no help here. We are just going to turn on noise canceling right off the top. So make sure noise canceling is on. All right, there we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and get into our song, Twister. Let's go. Wait a minute, make sure we have max volume. Bang, we are. Here we go. Already, vocals are cleaner, more clear than on the Evos. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. Now, the sub bass, you can feel it, and then you got the kick bass you can hit, it's hitting you in the head. Nice. Again, vocals are clearer, but they're lower. They need to be brought up like a little bit, maybe a tick or two on the of the sound for the actual vocals, but they're very clean, much cleaner than the Evos. So basically, what I'm saying is the vocals and treble is pushed back a little bit to allow bass to be in the forefront. But a good sound though for bass heads, you should love this. Okay, so again, it's not a balanced sound, like I said, but it does sound good. Much cleaner. The vocals are cleaner on the in this song than they were with the Evos. Again, no EQ help whatsoever. So let's go ahead and we're gonna jump into all day thinking. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do this. Oops, if I could type today, had that problem at work today. There we go. All right, here we go. All day thinking. Babyface. Again, the vocals are clearer than the Evos. But again, bass is up to the forefront. Uh, vocals are recessed, but not a lot. Just maybe a tick behind the bass. Sound separation is good. Not great, but good. Just a good sound. Just a good sound. Again, another good sounding earbud. And the chorus sounds good. You get good sound from the background singers, and his little ad lib in there. It's nice and clear. Okay, very clean. Like I said, not a balanced sound, but a good clean vocal sound. Sound separation, like I said, was okay, not great, but it just sound good. I like this. I like the. They both sound good in their own way. Um, but uh, there has to be a winner. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get this cleaned up, and I'll come back with my final thoughts. So stay strapped in. All right, we're back in with my final thoughts. Both earbuds sound good. Um, Again, with no EQ, you can definitely tell the difference between them, or definitely tell the difference in the vocals. The Google Pixel Buds Pro, the vocals were clearer. However, they were recessed a little bit behind bass. Bass was pushed to the forefront. I would say kind of like this, if I had to say so, if I had to measure it. Um, and as far as the sound core, no, excuse me, the sound core. Listen at me. The Evos, you could definitely tell the separation between the bass and the vocals. Um, Vocals were definitely muffled sounding naturally. Um, and the sound separation was also like muddy and stuff like that. So, uh, but again, they did sound good, but you definitely could tell they need their EQ to help them out. Um, just like as well as the Pixel Buds Pros, they need their EQ to help their EQ. I guess volume EQ helps them out, although it gets that dip, that rise and dip thing going on. So as soon as they can get a graphic EQ for in their app for these, the better. All right, so bottom line, if I had to pick one, which one would I go with between the two of these guys? Everything else seems to be even as far as specs go, with the exception of battery life. Uh, this is tough. Um, if I had a phone that supported LDAC, I would definitely go with the one more Evos. But since mine's don't, I would definitely have to pick the Google Pixel Buds Pro. Their vocals naturally are more cleaner, more clearer, um, and of course, they sound better. Plus, they sound better. Plus, the battery life on the earbuds is much better. Outside of that, this is a pretty much a neck and neck race between these two. Again, Evos definitely stay in my rotation, no doubt. Um, they just definitely need EQ support. I mean, they both do, but you can definitely tell without an EQ, these guys um, they have a great sound, but they could, the potential's there, and they sound much better with their EQ settings. All right. So with that being said, that will be it for this round of the Gauntlet Series for the Google Pixel Buds Pro. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button below. If you want to stick around, join the crew, and stay up to date on all my videos I got coming out, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell. That way, you're notified when all the when I new blah blah when my new videos drop. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Ron on Tech. I usually put information out there when within 24 hours of a video being dropped, so that way you got notification ahead of time. Again, I would like to see you guys out there. Again, thanks for coming out and checking your boy, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.